You're watching the 5 Minute Bark Podcast on YouTube. If you like this episode, you just may like many more. Subscribe today by clicking the red subscribe button in the top right-hand corner. All right, today we're on the 5 Minute Bark Podcast, and we have a long-time friend here. I actually met her through Facebook. I sent her a cute little video, and she responded. And here we are today on the 5 Minute Bark. We have Billi Jo Murphy here from New Jersey, and guess what? She's a life coach. I love life coaches. They're so awesome. They're just helping people, and not only that, they're helping themselves as well. So we've got her here on the show today, and I want Billi Jo to say her first hello on a podcast ever today on the 5 Minute Bark. Say hello, Billi Jo.
Hi.
So she explained that she's a little nervous with this, and we're gonna help her out today. So you guys are gonna see a massive transformation here online today, and she's really excited. You know what I told her? I said, what would you tell your clients? So we'll see how she does here today. So Billi Jo, tell everybody about you.
Well, I'm a life coach just recently after a year. I've only been a life coach for about a year, but it's like just transformed my life. Not only do I get to help people, but at the same time, I'm helping myself. So when clients come to me, they actually show up, and it's a lot of times it's exactly what I need to learn for myself. So this journey over the past year has been so transformative. I'm like a totally different person, but still the same at the same time.
You know what's funny is I was just having this conversation yesterday with a friend of mine about exactly that. Most people get into a profession and generally to not only help other people, but help themselves kind of get answers. So what have you learned about life being a life coach?
Oh my gosh, so much. The biggest thing for me was when I first started this journey, I could not speak in front of anyone or a crowd or anywhere. I couldn't get up in front of people. Even if I was sitting down, I couldn't talk. I would just shut down. I would almost black out. I worked in the healthcare field. Even when I was doing that in front of different people, something I've done for 25 years, I used to kind of just almost shut down. And it just gave me so much confidence and enabled me to stand in front of a crowd, to do workshops, to do speaking engagements. So something I never thought in a million years I could do. So it was huge for me. It changed my life completely.
How do you like being in front of a crowd now?
I love it.
Isn't it so fun?
I do get nervous. Like I still get nervous, but the main thing is you do it anyway. I push through the fear. Like even this, I was fearful, I'm nervous, but just do it, do it anyway is what I say.
So how do you feel right now being 2 minutes into this interview? It's like no big deal, right? It wasn't so bad.
It is, right.
I don't see any knives or fire falling from the sky to hit you or anything like that, right?
Exactly. What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly. The worst that could happen is you can actually tell some people some amazing things and maybe inspire them, right?
Right, which would be great.
So speaking of inspiring, how do you inspire your clients to make change in their life? What's some of the main tactics you use?
Well, what I use, and one of my main things is that I try to encourage them to meditate, because that has been a big part of my journey and has really helped me so much. So meditation is key. I try to, give them as many different types of meditation they can, and try to teach them that it's not all about sitting cross-legged and going, like you can start any way you want. Like you can totally just sit in a chair, lay down in your bed, and just taking a few minutes and just centering yourself and being still. And that's when the answers come.
So why do you feel like, what's the strongest attachment to the meditation thing that you feel that changes these people? Like what has it specifically done for you that's kind of given you that next step in life?
It's actually helped me to be less reactive and more just still. Like I was the person running down the hall who didn't know she was running. They say, go get that girl who's running. I didn't know I was running. I was moving so fast that I really thought I was walking, but I was running. So with meditation, it actually enabled me to slow down. And that's like my mantra now. I have to slow down. I even have a little turtle here to remind me, slow down, because I move so fast and I want everything done quick. So meditation actually helps me to center and ground and just, be less reactive.
I think that's the East Coast in us, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, so much so.
So I have a coach as well, and yesterday we were kind of going through some behaviors of speaking, and I talk really fast. So I had to sit there and say words one at a time. Take your time, Dennis. You are amazing. I am incredible.
and see, I totally have no problem with the way you're speaking. Like, get it right away.
Yeah. So I agree. I'm the same kind of person. I'm kind of like rushing to where I don't know where I want to go. Right.
Right.
I don't know. And it's and he was very, very precise in saying, Dennis, the dog bit Johnny. Johnny didn't bite the dog or something like that. So, and it's basically prepare yourself for where you're going. And so I guess the meditation really kind of helps people kind of think of what they're going to do. I've been a big believer in like little second meditations. So stop. What are you doing? Where are you right now? Okay. React. Yeah. Right? Like little mini ones.
Absolutely. Yes. Always. Always. I have a little thing on my phone that every day at 9:00, it says, take 3 breaths. Yeah. So I stop whatever I'm doing and I take 3 breaths and be present. Yeah. And it really helps.
So overcoming the fear of being on stage, being in front of people, you just say, just do it, right?
Do it. Just do it. Just like, even if you're not ready, do it. It's not going to be perfect. It might not be perfect, but each time you do it, it gets easier and easier. I still get nervous. My voice shakes when I do it, but after a minute or two, I drop in, and then it all seems to go smoothly.
Very smoothly, yeah. And you're doing great, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
So I want to ask you a question right now, and it's going to be pretty personal. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So what's next for you? What's going to happen for you as a life coach going forward in 2017? They say 2017 is going to be one of the better years ever because it just, everything's lining up. People are tired of being poor. People are tired of being depressed. People are tired of hiding behind personalities. They want to be authentic. It's kind of all lining up this year, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got to have the shift.
Yeah, there's a shift. And what do you look like this year? What does Billi Joe look like this year?
Oh gosh. Well, right now I run a couple of groups. I do,
I'm going to stop you right here. Here. This is your opportunity. This is your application for 2017. So I want you to give this your all right now. 2017, what's going to come for you and what are you going to manifest? And I want to hear it right here, right now in the 5 Minute Bark, because I'm going to rewind back to this day, 365 days from now. I'm going to put this video on and we're going to see what happened with Billi Joe. Am I putting a little pressure on you or what?
Yeah, I'll say.
Right.
I'm like, wow, what am I going to do?
3, 2, 1, show up. Go.
You know what? I'm gonna blow it up. I'm gonna do as much as I possibly can. I'm gonna get as much in front of people as much as I possibly can. I'm going to spread my message of peace and joy. I just want to let everyone know that they have something unique and special to share, and I want to shed a light on that. And the more people I can reach, the better. It's just, we all are of the light. We forget, right? Because darkness sometimes comes into our lives, or we have to shed the light on that. And everyone has that ability. It's just about getting peace from within to create that outer joy. So I want to spread that message. I want that to go out to everyone I know. And I want that for everyone.
Awesome. And that's going to happen in 2017.
Right on.
Do you have a specific number of people you're going to do this for?
Thousands.
Okay.
Thousands.
You better write that down after this podcast.
Yeah.
And why don't I give you a challenge? After this podcast is done here today, why don't you do a Facebook Live and tell people what you just did, what you said here today on the 5 Minute Bark, and say, I'm looking for that first person that I want to change, because I got 999 people after that. So
right.
You excited? A little nervous, aren't you?
I am nervous. I am nervous.
Awesome.
I've gotten better. I don't know. I'll do my best.
If they say if you're not nervous, you're not living, right?
Oh, that's true. That's right? True. I believe that 100%. So I'm living.
So when you press Facebook Live and go, I'm nervous, but I'm living.
I did that. It was almost a year ago this time that I did that. And I was doing it as basically just because I was going to see how it came out. I didn't know about Facebook Live. I thought it was just going to record me and I could look at it. It went out live. And it was telling everybody that I was a life coach and I wanted support and that on this journey. And I didn't know, but people started texting me and they were like, oh my God, that was so awesome. I'm like, what? It went out. And I was like, my first reaction was, oh my God, I have to take that down. And then I went, wait, you know what? I'm going to leave it there. It's real. It's raw. And I'm just leaving it. And I did. And I got a lot of people supporting me. So
how exciting is that?
It was. I look at it now and I crack up because it's ridiculous, but it was me, real.
So to give you guys a little light, I decided I was going to start introducing myself to a number of people on Facebook, and I started sending everybody personal videos. And I believe I sent you one. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Yep. And, if we're out there and you're trying to grow your, I guess what they call tribe now, there's ways of doing it. And I get those annoying Facebook messages like, hey, how you doing? By the way, you want to buy this, Right. And I was just kind of like totally against that. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to introduce myself to people, tell them a little about myself, and actually let them know that I read their timeline, because a lot of people come and they'll go, oh, I love your podcast, this and that. And I go, really? What episode you like? And then I can tell they didn't really read the pod. They didn't even watch the podcast, or they didn't even look at my timeline. In fact, a lot of people will go and they'll try to sell me on something. And I'm like, yeah, I already do that. I don't know if you looked at my timeline. So I was kind of like letting people, I was going to do it a different way. And I reached out to you and you responded, and it was a very beautiful message you sent. And I actually exchanged a gift to you, and I gave you my free speaking course, and you enjoyed that.
I did.
So as a person, I'm a person reaching out to try, it's January, everybody's trying to get new business, reaching out, and you saw that. Do you encourage more of that, or do you use that kind of facilitation of your own business?
You know what? It is. It was great. I thought it was really, really nice. I was very impressed by it. It was very personal. I think it is a great tool. I do. Have I done it? No. Should I? Probably. So yeah, it works. And so I get where you're going with this, Dennis.
Yeah, I get where you're going. I am here today. This has happened for a reason. That you are here today to start your 2017 with a big bang. And I've already started mine, and my job is to make sure you start yours. So by having you on the podcast today, you wanted to come on, you're here, and we're doing it. So I'm really excited to see what happens for Billi Jo Murphy this year. And I'm going to be your biggest fan. You're my biggest fan, so now I'm going to be your biggest fan. So
thank you.
You've got some steps to deal with right after this podcast ends. So I'll be watching Facebook and seeing what happens.
Oh my gosh. I may do it. You never know. I may do it.
You may do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, we're going to do it. Awesome. Anything exciting you want to share today?
I'm trying to think. I just got a lot going on as far as locally. I run a couple of workshops. I do just try to get people together to connect, because people are looking to connect with other people. And I'm finding that they really need that connection. And once they have it, they feel so much more comfortable, and they'll go out of their comfort zone. So when I get these people together, it's like I could see their transformation. And they just are growing, and exponentially. They come back next week and tell me about all the things that could happen for them because they stepped out of their comfort zone, or because of what we've talked about in group. So, that's huge for me. That's where I'm starting with my tribe, right? So I have probably about 10 people right now that we get together weekly, and it's growing because people are bringing people, and they're seeing the value, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So that's what's on my horizon right now.
What's exciting about what you just said, Billi Jo, is you said they, and I replaced it with I. So I am, and you were saying they, but in the beginning of the podcast, you were saying the opposite, and now it's they. And I want people to see this, because there's a lot of Billi Jo's out there. There's a lot of Dennis's out there. They're in that same position where you're actually doing what you're wanting. We're doing what we want. We're doing what we want to do. And you got to remember that, we're a lot of people try to become therapists, and they're only trying to help themselves. Life coaches only trying to help themselves, but they're actually helping others. And I'm doing the same. A lot of the things I do are to help others, but to help back. And I finally attracted, it's funny because I've always been very hard nosed on people. Like you kind of talked about, Dennis, I didn't know you were not a life coach. I'm not a coach, but I've coached a lot of people because I've been a sports athlete my life and very motivated. So I motivate other people. But for once, I finally got something in my life that coaches me the way I would coach them. And it's crazy. It's really hard to put up with yourself.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. And so I'm going to encourage you guys out there to listen to this podcast and listen to yourselves and realize that a lot of the things you're doing now are really because you want it to happen to you, and it can happen to you, and it is happening to you. So you're creating networks, and now you want to grow your social market. I think that's really exciting. I think that's really exciting that you're doing that. So now you got to put the I in there, I and we.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it is. It is me too. I get just as much value from it as they do. And I tell them that. I'm like, over the Christmas break, we didn't meet. And I was like, I miss them so much. I miss the connection. I miss all the things we talk about, the like-mindedness, the meditations, everything. So yeah, I'm learning and growing every day. I still have so much to learn. Oh my gosh. And I'm excited to learn it though, because every time a client shows up, I'm like, ooh, what am I going to learn? What am I going to learn from them? Because everyone's your student, everyone's your teacher, everyone you meet, even if it's the person in the grocery line behind you, you can learn so much just by talking to people randomly.
Yeah. I have so much to learn. It's so exciting. Yeah.
I do.
I do too. It's I noticed when we say that, it's like, oh my God, I have to learn so much. But we have to go, oh my God, we have to learn so much, because I think it's never ending. I think learning is never ending. And sometimes we put like, well, I got to learn that and then I'm going to be here. I'm going to learn that. And it's like when we have this mentality of, I'm just going to keep learning. This is fun,
Yeah.
It's really cool. So you're learning all these different things. You're connecting with people. Do you have a Facebook group as well for that?
I do. Sunrise coaching. It is because in the summer I did meetups on the beach at sunrise. We would all meet on the beach at sunrise and do group coaching. So it's That's sunrise fun. Coaching. Yeah. That's
super fun. That is super fun. So can
people? A little early
can,
for some people, but
is it local or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's local. Right up the street. I live a mile from the beach here in New Jersey in Point Pleasant. So I would meet down there and people would show up.
Cool.
People would show up. Yeah.
So just in case they might see this podcast, do you have something you want to say to them?
Come on down, Sunrise Coaching. It starts it's not right now. Right now, we're indoors.
It's cold, yeah.
Yeah, we're indoors. It's very cold here in New Jersey, but you know what? The sun, when it rises, it's magical. It's such a beautiful time to be together. It's quiet. It's still. The only people out are me, fishermen, runners,
yeah.
And it's just a beautiful time. It's magical.
Yep. So you're a runner, you said.
Yeah. I recently not so much, but I did a marathon back in 2012, and I ran a couple half marathons. But and that's when I used to do it in the morning. I'd be up at 3:30 in the morning training before work, and that was a great experience.
So you still do?
Run, yeah, I still, just not like long distance. I do shorter distance now because I do a lot of yoga. I mix it up. Yeah.
So what would you tell a person that's one of those people that, kind of like, get up in the morning to run 3:30 in the morning? I don't know. What triggers you to be that? Because somebody asked me that too, because I get up early, but I don't get up at 3:30. That's hardcore. Mm-hmm. What can you tell somebody what are they looking for in a feeling to get that motivation to get up that early? That's a gift. That's a gift,
Yeah. It's just, do you want it? How bad do you want something? How bad do you want something? Do you want to feel good? Is it, what do you want and why? What is the feeling you're looking for? Right. So, and how do you get that? How do you get that feeling? For me, it was like, I wanted so badly to run a marathon. So what did I need to do it? I had 2 kids. I'm a single mom. I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning and run 8 miles before work to do it. So you can do anything if you want it bad enough. That's all it is. That's all it is. If you want something bad enough, you'll make it happen. You'll make it happen.
Awesome. I like it. You know, because everybody has this gift of something they're really good at. Obviously, getting up at 3:30 morning is definitely high on, like, people would like, they would buy that. They would buy that. They would buy a course on how do I get up at 3:30 in the morning and go running, right? I might have just made you $1 million right there, you know.
It was just, I'm telling you, it was one of those things that I just said, I'm doing this, and that's it.
Listeners, raise your hand right now if you think you would buy a course on how to get up at 3:30 a.m. and be fired up to go running. Raise your hand.
I would do.
I know. No, seriously, I think that's a really a big thing that people just can't do. They're like, I'm not motivated, but you said you got to find that why. So maybe it's taking them through that why. I think you just reborn as a coach, the why coach.
Ah, there you go. That's a huge thing. The why. You have to find your why.
I'm your why
and the
coach.
how follows. The how follows.
Yeah, I am your why coach. I get up at 3:30 a.m. and here's why.
And here's why. That's great. I love it.
What's your why? What's your why, right?
What's your why? Yeah.
Awesome.
That's the first step.
Absolutely. Billy Joe, we already ran through 20 minutes. And
are you serious?
Time is up.
Wow.
And you have your last chance to say something really special to my crowd and to your crowd out there, your tribe, about Billy Joe and the exciting things that she's all about. And give us one more tidbit on this 3:30 a.m. thing. I really love this. I know it's the why, but maybe give me something of like what you're maybe, I'm one of those people, I'm digging for it. Like your eyes open in the morning. What are some of the positive thoughts that come to mind when you're going to do that?
I am going to feel so good when this is over. I am going to feel like $1 million. My day goes so much easier. Like I'm energized after that. You know, you're moving that stagnant energy, you're getting it out, and things just happen to flow. So that's what I tell myself. I know it's hard right now, but when I'm done, I'm going to feel good. It's
kind of like going to the gym. I do this a lot too. I'll admit it. I hate the gym. You heard it, everybody. I hate the gym.
Me too. I call it the dread mill.
I know. And I go there, and I decided this year, actually about 6 months ago now, I only go to the gym now and I do the exercise I hate. I hate doing legs. I hate doing tries, and I hate doing abs. I won't do any other exercise anymore. My body has completely changed from this whole method because obviously if you start working out your legs, your whole body grows. But that's for another day. And sometimes if I don't want to go to the gym, I'll just go to the gym and I'll sit in the parking lot. And then I'll go in the gym. I'll even go in there sometimes just for 5 or 10 minutes and I'll just leave. But I just go anyway. But most of the time I'll do that, but I'll end up staying.
Right.
You know? And sometimes when I'm just not, very few times, probably 3 times out of hundreds, I've actually just went there for 5 minutes. But it's the whole idea of just getting up and doing it, I think, is really what we want to tell people today is like, just once you get past that one, probably a few minutes, right?
It is. It's only a matter of minutes. It really is. And then you're never mad that you did. I never said, boy, am I mad I ran 8 miles before work this morning. You know, never said that.
Right. You better write that down. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a quote of the day. I've never been mad that I did. I'm going to post it too. We'll both post it. I'll tag you.
All right.
I like that. I've never been mad that I did. That's awesome. That really is awesome. That's an awesome way to end this podcast today. If people want to reach out to you, they want to learn more about their why. Mm-hmm. They want to learn why they were never mad when they did it. Where can they find you? Is there a website? Is there a phone number? Is there an email address? Or find you on Facebook? Do they telepathically go to Mars and come back?
I'm on Facebook, Billy Joe Murphy. And then I have a group that's Sunrise Coaching on Facebook. And also BillyJoeMurphy.com is my website. So
awesome.
Give me a shout.
You did awesome. 5 Minute Bark Podcast. Thanks for all you listeners for listening here today. And Billy Joel, thank you for coming on. I know it's been exciting for both of us. A relationship that started through sending a video message to somebody. And who knows where it's going to go from here. It's going to be really exciting. I am going to encourage her to have the best 2017. She's already encouraged me 100 times over, sent me a personal video back, in fact. So it's really exciting. Again, everybody, make 17 the best time, best year of your life. We're here to do it. You're going to do it. And it all starts with Billy Joel here today. So I think this is my first podcast for January 2017. So
awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I've been kind of taking some time off, and you're it. You're number one. You are number one.
Thank you so much. What a pleasure.
I'm excited. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out. Bye, everybody. You're watching the 5 Minute Bark Podcast on YouTube. If you like this episode, you just may like many more. Subscribe today by clicking the red subscribe button in the top right-hand corner.